You know who puts on a badass fireworks show?
Who's that?
Gandalf.
The Great?
Yeah.
Hell
Gandalf
yeah.
the Gray or the White, but yeah.
Love that. I will say this.
More the Grays thing, right?
Yeah, it was when he was the Gray. Probably he doesn't have time for that nonsense when he's the White. Yeah, he's too responsible.
Too many responsibilities when you're the White Wizard.
You are!
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss!
Oh, hey!
Oh, yeah!
Good morning and welcome to episode 980. Could be 979. Need to fact check that one later. Of Hard Factor. It is Tuesday, July 5th, 2022. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. Today, we've got an all-American cup of coffee with Pat.
Oh, you're damn right we do. We're talking about all things American. I hope you guys had a great holiday. I was thinking about it recently. We got our first national holiday in a long time this year, Juneteenth, right? And there's always those studies that come out about those European countries, right, where it's like illegal to like text your employees after 5 or send a work email after 6.
Or work more than like 4 hours a day, yeah.
Never going to happen in America, but those countries are a lot happier. So I'm just saying, let's keep
Some would
holidays.
say communist instead of happier.
No, they wouldn't say that, Will.
Yeah, they
would say
some like me would say.
No. Well, I'm saying let's keep the federal holidays rolling. It's the only way to stop Americans from working and taking a breath.
I think
we need more holidays. Give me July
you know
5.
What? I saw a bunch of sponsored posts on Instagram. People talking about how you should work less over the weekend. Fuck that. On the record. I disagree. America was built on hard fucking work, and that's American right
We
there.
talked about it on the show. We said there should be at least one national holiday per month. So, like, you have Juneteenth now that covers June, July 4th covers July. We don't have one for August. So,
you think it was easy stealing this continent from the Brits?
August.
No.
we got.
You think it was easy stealing this continent from the Native Americans? It took work.
September's got Labor Day.
We
need a national day off holiday celebration in August.
I'm just saying, the older I get, Will, the less I care about working. That's what I'll tell you.
Oh, man. Opposite for me.
We couldn't tell yesterday. Got him.
Drunken and Angry Skies.
It's my favorite holiday.
It's
my favorite holiday.
Well, we're on it today. How is your 4th of July going?
It's great. I celebrated on the 3rd. It was great. I sent, we got tickets to a show. Second time I had tickets to the Stone Pony.
Not doing fireworks after
in
this?
Asbury Park. Second time I didn't go. My lady went in my stead. I stayed home with the boy.
I saw Flogging Molly was playing yesterday.
Yeah, PFT and I were going to go see Flogging Molly. And then Kate hadn't been out in a while. I said, honey, why don't you go? You got a Celtic tramp stamp. And she was like, and it was glowing.
That's where I got stabbed by a 2-foot bobby pin at Vans Warped Tour at the Flogging Molly show.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of like Hot Topic kids in the crowd at a Flogging Molly show.
And a lot of old motherfuckers because we all.
Right, like 40-year-old Hot Topic kids.
Right.
They've grown.
Hot Topic men.
As Kate put it,
Hot Topic men.
As Kate put it, she couldn't tell which side of the J6
right.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly a Flogging Molly.
She was like, I don't know. She said the bartender recognized her and said, hey, I was at January 6th. And she was like, he was like, as National Guard, you guys did that show about how we weren't treated well.
That's hilarious. Yep. So Drunk and Angry Skies after the American Cup of Coffee and the International Moment. Second, and a Death Row Hail Mary from Mark to close out this July for this show. Sounds interesting. This guy, or lady who's on death row?
It's a dude, and look,
thank you, Will.
He's hot. He's like totally going for a Hail Mary because he's about to die. We'll get into it, but I think it's a Hail Mary. Some will say it's a act of altruism or whatever, but I don't think so. Yeah.
I'm doing fireworks later. Will and the last evening apparently was magical, and Flogging Molly was finishing their set. They were setting up fireworks on the beach. Apparently,
it's fireworks all weekend. I was shocked I didn't hear a shitload going off at midnight last night. That means tonight is about to be on in my neighborhood.
It's such a bad day for veterans and dogs, man. I'll tell you what, because it's
it's bad. Those two for sure.
I went to the Indian reservation to get fireworks this year for the first time at Pyramid Lake, and they can sell anything they want, and they have a beach dedicated to blowing off just giant fucking fireworks.
That's awesome.
Out there on the reservation.
I was in Florida last 4th of July.
I
was in Florida last 4th of July and saw more fireworks than I've ever seen, but I won't even hear them this year. I can't hear anything.
No, you have COVID head.
Yeah.
Sorry,
it's weird that you got to pretty much leave the country, Will, to get the most badass fireworks.
Well, it's just in this state. I think
Wouldn't they
the
come from
reservations
China?
sell the good. Yeah, they're all made in China.
Yeah.
100%. Well, China was like the first to make
Yeah,
gunpowder,
the
right?
first
And like
to do fireworks.
Fireworks, right?
Yeah.
You'd think they would have gotten further ahead. It was gunpowder, then a lot of bad years, then communism and a whipped people that got them in the number 2 and then the kind of the number 1 position economic.
True.
But you feel like that would happen earlier with the gunpowder discovery.
You know who puts on a badass fireworks show?
Would have.
Who's that?
Gandalf.
The Great?
Yeah.
Hell
Gandalf
yeah.
the Gray or the White, but yeah.
Love that. I will say this.
More the Grays thing, right? I feel like.
Yeah, it was when he was the Gray. Probably he doesn't have time for that nonsense when he's the White. Yeah, he's too responsible.
You have too many responsibilities when you're the White Wizard.
Yeah.
Down here in Asbury, PFT drove the out and about. They wrapped the Barstool truck.
It's a shark, right?
No. Right now, it's just wrapped in the out and about. It's Barstool Pat and his co-host Joey from the Pride Parade that my son went to. Right, so they drove that down. And Asbury's a very pride-friendly zone, and we are like the talk of the town. Sitting out there,
the wrap trucks,
it's fully rainbow. It's pretty badass.
You getting a lot of getting a lot of male nipple, like woo, like flashed.
I mean, no, they're just not because of the truck, but yeah,
okay.
I mean, Asbury is out and about, as they say. But yeah, it's
we'll
a
park
time
it right out front. Let it know. Let everybody know.
Oh, they know. They know.
Allies in this house.
Mm-hmm.
right.
Hell yeah. Anyway, let's do the news, boys. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
Okay, guys. Yesterday, celebration of America, right? Hot dogs, Lee Greenwood songs, fireworks. And of course, America's birthday wouldn't be complete without the most American tradition of the mass shooting. That's right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, before we hop into the mass shooting, let's just keep it on some good news first. Lee Greenwood, not really my my favorite America song personally. Ray Charles, "America the Beautiful."
I agree.
My favorite.
Totally.
What's your favorite America? What's your go-to America song?
We did a Patreon of our top. I did a list a couple years ago before. I think we'll be on the show where we were allowed to play music before.
That's right.
Companies came after us. So if you search for like 4th of July 2019, I think we did a list of my top 10 favorite songs, and I think I ended with Ray Charles for Will.
It's definitely the best. Yeah. I watched a veteran get a blowjob to a Lee Greenwood song the day I became a pornographer, and
wow. Well, I mean, that's impactful.
Yeah, it was.
It moves it up your list a little bit.
Yeah,
that's one way to put it. It's weird when you become a pornographer, and I promise my mom I never
open
would.
that door. Yeah,
but you just when you're behind the camera and dudes getting blown in front of you, you go for the shot. You get in there, and you wouldn't think that you would, but everything falls away, and it's just you and the dick and the blowjob and the camera. And
move your ponytail. I need to see more.
Yeah, move. Excuse me.
I need to see more dick.
Can you shift your hips just a little bit that way? Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
But yeah, definitely Ray Charles will. 6 people were shot, unfortunately. 24 wounded. This is at the time of the taping.
6 dead, right?
Yeah, 6 people were killed. 24 wounded. Gunfire, chaos, out of control. Highland Park, suburb of Chicago, affluent suburb. About 10 a.m., their 4th of July parade kicked off. A couple minutes thereafter, someone opened fire with probably a semi-automatic rifle. They did recover a rifle from the scene. There were reports of the gunfire coming from a rooftop. There were reports of it coming from not a rooftop. They don't know. This one's pretty fresh, guys. The gunman
they don't have the shooter
still at large. Yes.
Yeah. We're recording this like 6 p.m. Eastern time, so we don't have details like past. If there's new details, that's what we know as of now. The guy's on the run still.
Yeah. Oh my goodness! Hope they get that guy. What a fucking asshole! I mean, that reminds me of like the guy who drove through the Kenosha Christmas parade. Like, when you're gonna attack a community on their parade, it's the most fucked up thing you can do.
It's traumatizing. Now, like they can't.
That's terrorism.
Now that town, for sure. Now it's like the Boston Marathon guy, the bombers, the brothers. It's bad. It's really bad.
It's bad, man. I'll tell you what. The response has been really strange too. I was watching cable news all day, listening to people talk about it, and this is clearly like a well-educated. It's an affluent suburb, right? So these people are pretty articulate in the way that they're speaking about it, but they're essentially saying like, "Yep, was just waiting for this one to happen. Couldn't believe it took this long." It was really like strange to hear people say that. It was really bizarre. The sentiment was obviously devastation, but just like, yeah.
We were due one because our neighborhood's too
I guess
safe.
they were just saying, I don't know what they were saying, honestly.
Yeah.
It was weird. But
Chicago, where there's tons of gun violence.
But this is
but
a
it's
different kind of
north.
spot.
It's not
Right.
like the city. It's yeah.
I couldn't really contextualize why they were saying that. Like, it was a strange thing to say, and they were saying it was a strange thing to say, but it was a sentiment that multiple of them had. That it was like, yep, here we are, which was weird. The gun,
I guess that's when you know mental health is a real big problem, right? When you're expecting crazy people to massacre your
right,
parade.
exactly. It was bizarre. But look, hey, you can't imagine what it's like to be in that situation, that scenario, in that community. One child was reportedly shot, which is horrible. Anyway, details are really sparse except for the gunman's gone. They say they may have gotten the rifle or some rifle related, probably shell
I
casings.
hope they got his rifle since he's on the run still.
On it, yeah.
The one thing that they do know, maybe, this is a fucking maybe, that the gunman was between 18 and 20 years old. So who knows if that's true or not. I do want to point out that the bipartisan gun control bill, right, the first thing that went through Congress forever, and Biden signed into law, enhances background checks from 18 to 21-year-old gun buyers. So
Right. It's specifically for this rash of young shooters in response, right?
At least there's that. But look, there's nothing funny about it. But I'm going to try to look at the bright side here. As I said, the people who were talking to cable news were interesting and different, and this clip is the only silver lining, if you could even call it that. But here we go.
In Highland Park, weather-wise, so I decided
resident
to take
talking
a walk
to CNN.
To the parade. And I was about a half a block or so from the scene of the carnage, what turned out to be the scene of the carnage, which was Central Avenue, which is the main street in Highland Park. And the cross street was Second Avenue, Second Street. Anyways, at first
She's fucking him up. She fucked him up.
Heard a pop, and I thought maybe it was a backfire from one of the vehicles that had passed already.
Yeah, she ruined him.
She totally took him out of the zone. He was ready to explain what it is.
He was crushing. He was on fire.
I didn't have the other clip, but there was another clip of a man of a similar sounding age, different man, who was talking to CNN, and you heard his landline starting to ring, and
So
I was
his buddy letting him know he was on
this,
TV.
exactly. This was before I saw this clip.
The same lady.
And I was like, that's 100% someone calling his phone to let him know it. Because it only went two and a half rings, and then it cut off because they were like, stop it, honey. He's on TV.
Yeah.
Wild. Not a great reason to get on TV, though, unfortunately.
No, terrible.
No, we're in a bad spot with this stuff. It's not cool. It's not
Yeah, I mean, at least there was, the first piece of legislation that anybody could agree on Capitol Hill in a long time, like Pat was saying. But obviously, a longer path to go here with all the people going nuts and popping off, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. There was a shooting in Copenhagen.
Right. Oh, yeah, we covered that.
We covered that.
The Norwegian countries.
Norway
having,
we're way ahead, but Norway likes to do some mass shootings.
Denmark,
really
Sweden,
dramatic as well.
They in New Zealand. I mean, look, where they got guns, the stuff sometimes happens, and it's terrible, and it's a combination of firearms and mental health, obviously, and it's a complex issue that nobody agrees on.
For sure, they arrested the guy in Copenhagen. They got him. He's not.
Oh,
dead.
good.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, there's a shelter in place. Shelter in place order right now in Highland Park.
Yeah, that's the worst part. Is he does this at 10 a.m. They don't catch him, and now everyone in the area and surrounding areas can't necessarily enjoy their 4th of July outdoors as much as they would like to. Obviously, I hope a lot of people did still have barbecues.
No, people in our Discord who are lots of listeners in the Chicago area.
They're indoors.
Everybody's saying they're safe so far, thankfully. We haven't heard from big outs yet, but they're all staying in.
They're all staying in because there's a fucking crazy shooter on the loose. That ruins your 4th of July. So
if you got children, man, you're not leaving the house. No fucking way. It's horrible.
It's terrible.
Anyway, guys, moving on. Rihanna is officially worth $1.4 billion. I know we covered it when she was worth $1 billion, but she's America's youngest self-made billionaire woman. So there you go. That's pretty cool.
Rihanna, and what's the Trinidad and Tobago, or what's her?
Yeah, she's from Trinidad. Yeah, she's Trinidadian, but she's born in the U.S.
Really attractive.
Or she's a citizen, but yeah, I believe she
right.
is.
Yeah, but she got dual citizen. She's like a total icon in that.
Yep. She made her cash from Fenty Beauty, Fenty Skin, Savage X, Fenty. Those three things. Now, I was looking at it. Not a lot.
And you can even smack her around a little bit.
Okay.
Ooh, that's what Chris Brown says.
Fuck Chris Brown, man. Like the dude's still got a career. He's just still got a career. He's just when he did that Little Dicky collaboration, who I love Little Dicky, I was like, fucking come on, Little Dicky. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Yeah. I love give him another chance.
And whenever you badmouth Chris Brown, he's the number one guy where you get blown up by like Chris Brown defenders being like, he's actually not a good guy.
What are you laughing at? I'm inside the club. You can't even get in.
Right. Right.
Chris
yeah, I was looking. There's not a lot of billionaires that get indicted, and Rihanna's married to A$AP Rocky, which technically, if they're married in California, state property makes A$AP Rocky a billionaire as well.
Wow.
We shall see. We shall see what happens there.
And we talked about how A$AP Rocky got a trade war threatened on Sweden over him. So that was, I mean, that's a power couple right there.
He moves.
It is a power couple.
The needle. He moves the needle.
His McDonald's meal, or was that Travis Scott? Did A$AP have a McDonald's meal too, or no?
If they did, they're probably pulling it. But no, Travis definitely did. I don't know if A$AP did. He may have. Anyway, guys, let's get into the cream of the crop.
The cream of the crop!
Okay. 38-year-old Joseph Robinette Chestnut took his 15th Nathan's hot dog eating championship mustard belt home yesterday, guys. He took in a pathetic 63 hot dogs, but asterisks because he was injured.
Right.
First of all,
on a cast,
he was injured. Yeah, he had some sort of surgery. It might have happened at a Bills Mafia tailgate. We don't know.
It was something awesome. He definitely injured his leg doing something awesome.
But more importantly, what happened to Joey Chestnut? Because something happened to him during his run there, and his reaction makes you wonder. You heard rumors about Mr. Rogers being a Marine Corps sniper, right? Those are just rumors. You've heard rumors about people being in situations where they've been trained, turned into lethal weapons, and all they know how to do is react. Now, Joey Chestnut, he's 38 years old. He's a competitive hot dog eater, effectively. They call him the best in the world. He's not. He's the best at hot dogs, maybe. If Kobayashi was competing.
Wait. He's the best in the world. What are you saying? He
has hot dog eater.
He has like 400 food records.
Okay. Look, Kobayashi is having an issue with his mental health, and he's blocked Joey Chestnut on all socials. Okay. Sure. If Kobayashi was able to compete, I'd just like to see. But that's not the point, guys. That's not the point. That's not the point.
Like you said, I mean,
he's having a mental. He's having
part
a
of being a champion is being able to keep it together. And Kobayashi lost it.
Let's not get distracted.
Record that Joey Chestnut's the best in the world because he is.
Let's not get distracted, boys.
Right. It's also about America, all right?
What happened to Joey Chestnut? Because during his run yesterday, he was midway through, and a protester took the stage. I have the video here. Yeah, and Joey Chestnut's reaction really makes you wonder.
Alarming.
Okay.
That's a man who's not going to be bothered. Let's watch the clip, but he's got no time for this protest.
He could have been an MMA fighter.
Right. As the protester takes the stage, Joey Chestnut realizes what's going on and puts the man into a headlock and throws him to the ground as if it's second nature, as if he's been trained as an assassin for the Central Intelligence Agency. Here we go. He realizes he spits a hot dog.
Straight back to the hot dogs.
Did you notice that he tried to snap his neck?
Yes. Look, I'm saying.
Did you notice that
if it wasn't for the hot dog in his mouth, he would have killed him. If he had 5 more seconds.
Did you notice the second movement though?
The guy who introduces him, what's the announcer? Their Bruce Buffer guy who does the screaming announcements saved that guy's life because he pulled him out of Joey Chestnut's snapping of the neck.
This guy fucking elbows Chestnut, right?
Yeah.
You don't elbow Joey. He's in the middle of a fucking hot dog contest. He will take you to the floor with the headlock, and that's what he does. He did what he had to do. Joey Chestnut, this protester, I mean, if he isn't,
he's lucky to be alive.
Shot him on sight, honestly, trying to ruin the Nathan's hot dog contest. This is now talk about like ruining the 4th of July. This asshole is America's #1 event. And so Joey Chestnut is just
amazing.
taking care of business.
Don't get me wrong. It's an incredible act of like athleticism. It's in front of everyone on the 4th of July. He's still swallowing a hot dog. You can see it in the side of his mouth. Pat paused it. It's protruding from the side.
Hot dog
he didn't choke.
As the other guy pulls the
instead of choking himself on the hot dog, he chokes this guy out. And I'm telling you, if that guy with the stupid hat doesn't save that guy's life, Joey Chestnut probably puts him to sleep or injures him in a matter of 5 seconds. You think he would have punched
him because he kind of threw him to the floor by his neck, and then
if it wasn't for the competition that Joey knew he had to turn around and get back to, that kid would have been hospitalized.
Do we know anything about the kid?
No, what I was trying to look at his sign. It says something. I don't even know what he was protesting.
Hold on, let's replay it real quick.
It says like something about the Death Star. He's dressed like Darth Vader, and then I don't even know what he's protesting.
Okay, so his sign says, hold on. It
says expose Smithfield Death Star or something. What is Smithfield's Death Star?
Smithfield. So it's like this is Smithfield like ham or something, right? That's like the company, I think. And it's like something about meat processing. So this is some meat processing
during a hot dog contest.
Joey Chestnut sees what's going on after getting elbowed.
And he probably read the sign.
Competition, and this guy's life must have flashed before his eyes because those big forearms came for his neck fast.
Sorry, boys. What did I miss?
You're good. No, we'll keep going.
We're just breaking it down.
We're breaking down him. We're reading about the sign. It's some like food processing plant. He's protesting.
You know anything about this protester, Pat?
Yeah, essentially, it says expose the Death Star. I'm not going to read the thing. Whatever. Someone's being shit at animals. Someone's being shit at animals, which is probably true, but not the time or the place. But Joey Chestnut. I'm just saying, someone needs to look into what's up with that guy, and also. I apologize. I had to jump, but my son just took a shit all over himself, and I had to go do that.
Duty calls.
That was good. Good, quick work. Duty calls. I honestly think that Joey Chestnut either has some bodies on him or could very easily have some bodies.
100%. That was a really strange reaction from Chestnut.
It was so aggressive.
He's
so
taking care of
efficient.
Business. When you're going to be he's somebody who's been in a situation where he knows where you have to be the aggressor or you're going to get aggressed on. And after he got bumped. He was like, "Oh, I'm not getting aggressed on. I'm gonna aggress this guy."
I will say,
to the ground.
If I'm out on the town with Joey Chestnut, I feel bulletproof now. I'm safe.
Yep, absolutely.
He can take care of any sort of business necessary.
Yep, absolutely.
He'll out-eat you.
Do we need someone to chug a 60-ounce beer and eat like a foot-long hot dog and press everyone and get the crowd going? We can get Joey involved. Do we need to fight someone? We can get Joey. Like he's the guy you want to go out and
talk to Joey.
Yeah. Right.
By the way, Chestnut eats a hot dog on a regular basis. He does not. He does not save it for the 4th of July. He'll eat. He was in New York ahead of the Nathan's hot dog eating competition, which is held on Coney Island, and he had a hot dog for lunch the day before. What a psycho!
First year back to the Coney after a couple years off.
A psycho.
That guy's immune to sodium. Like salt has no effect.
He said that he doesn't recover for a full week, and that when he gets home after the interviews, he takes like a 6-hour nap. Like he takes like a huge yeah.
So guys, just real quick, his record is 76 dogs. He's
interrupted.
He's won 15 of the last 16 years.
That's right.
This is his 7th consecutive.
I would venture to say that this showing is actually more impressive than the record setter.
I agree.
Because if you take out a protester mid-competition and still win,
it's like stats. You know how like some guys get triple doubles like that are more impressive than scoring like 40 points. He had a triple double. He took out a protester. He was injured. He still won.
He's expanding his game. Actually, this is him getting more dominant.
Do you want to hear about some of his records? 10.5 pounds of macaroni and cheese.
I get it.
19 pounds of shrimp cocktail.
The shrimp was the craziest one.
In 8 minutes.
That's horrible. I get it.
We talked about that yesterday.
It's no Kobayashi, but I get it. Anyway, guys, the cup of coffee of the big time today was brought to you by NEWBrew. Mental health. It's part of the global conversation. That's just the deal. And we talk about mental health on this show a lot because we are huge in destigmatizing mental health. NEWBrew.
We all need help with it.
We all need help with it.
Plus
Everyone
we have
does.
some mental health issues. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, and not independent of our body issues. You know what I mean?
Well, sometimes they go.
We got all.
Sometimes that leads to the mental health issues.
Yeah, if you listen to this show and you've heard us fight on air, then you know that sometimes we deal with stress differently. And you know we're men. We're gonna admit it. We manage our daily stress with help from Noom Mood. We talked about Noom weight loss. By the way, Noom weight loss, when we brought it to you, it was just a little nothing. It was a brand new company launching. It's taken over the country.
They're a juggernaut now.
Absolutely. And Noom Mood is here to guide you with your mental wellness. It gives you all the tools you need to tackle stress. You'll feel empowered to take on whatever life throws at you. It's very similar, right? So it's an app that you're going to download, a program, and you're going to work with a coach. It's going to help you daily to dedicate time to feeling better mentally. It's going to give you coping skills, coping mechanisms, exercises, things that you need to do. And look, here's the deal. If you know about exercise, right, sometimes you might feel like trash. You say, I'm going to exercise 3 times, 4 times a week, whatever's in your diet plan, and you might get out there and just walk on the track. But just the fact that you're doing it, even if it doesn't burn any calories that day based upon the calories you took in, the fact that you're just doing it makes you feel better, and Noom Mood is no different. Same deal. The fact that you're dedicated to doing something towards you feeling better, less anxious, is half, or if not 75% of the journey. So, guys, I implore you to try Noom Mood. Worry less, feel happier. You can sign up for a trial at Noom.com/factor. That's NOOM.com/factor. Just give it a try, guys. Noom.com/factor, NOOM.com/factor.
Get in there.
10 minutes a day.
Yeah, great app. Very, very convenient, and it helps a lot. The show was also brought to you by First Person. We all want to turn back the clock. For some, it's for vanity. Others, just to relive their glory days. For me, I'd like to wake up every morning with zero brain fog, a clear mind, and be energized like I was when I was younger, especially, after like multiple bouts with COVID, becoming a dad, whatnot. The brain fog can be pretty thick. But thanks to First Person, I can take a more active role in my brain's overall health. I just take this little beautiful yellow package right here, pop out the Sunbeam pill in the morning, and I'm ready to go. After witnessing the deteriorating effects of Alzheimer's had on their father and grandfather's cognitive health, brothers Chris and Joe were determined to take their brain health into their own hands. 25 years of research and experimentation later, they created First Person, an innovative, precision-targeted cognitive supplement system which uses the brain-boosting medical benefits of mushrooms to activate the full potential of human cognition and brain health. And these things really work. They're great pills. First Person supplements made with functional mushrooms. They aim to stimulate the body's natural production of specific neurotransmitters that trigger activities like energy, mood, and sleep. First Person uses 100% grain-free organic mushrooms, as well as highly curated blend of nutraceuticals sourced from the best-in-class vendors. I like the Sunbeam in the morning. It's probably my favorite overall pill. I like to mix it with the afternoon one. I forget what that one's called. But
Golden
then the Moonlight, which is the sleep one, also works great.
Yeah.
So it's great across the board. I mean, I like to mix them, like I said, but you can take them however you want. Just a great mushroom microdosing product. So start improving your brain health and cognition with First Person. Get 15% off your order by going to getfirstperson.com and use code HARDFACTOR. That's GETFIRSTPERSON.com. Code HARDFACTOR for 15% off your first order. Getfirstperson.com. Code HARDFACTOR. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease, but they are great.
Guys, we have some breaking news. I don't think we've talked about this, but the fugitive yoga teacher, right, who shot the other cyclist.
No, we covered
it. We covered that.
We talked about the nose job.
No.
Nose job.
Yeah. She had a $6,300 receipt in her belongings for a nose job that she received in Costa Rica.
So she was trying to cover. Oh wow, she's such a damn. She was trying to change her face.
She did. She changed her face. She looks very different.
Wow.
She's a criminal mastermind.
Mm-hmm. So apparently, she was trying to expand on some tattoos, maybe becoming a sleeve person. Like
she was a criminal mastermind, except for not knowing about the extradition list.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
with all these measures she took, fraudulent passport, changed the face like a cartel.
Yeah, you think she would look up the
you think she'd go somewhere, where she wouldn't get extradited. Yeah, I guess she thought they would never catch her.
But they did. The long dick of the federal government is everywhere, including some of these places we're going to talk about right now. So pack your bags, gentlemen.
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
Yeah. And I don't know if the USA is getting involved in much of these things we're talking about, but they could, because they're out there. They're watching. We're starting off in the Far East today and making our way back west to Spain to finish this one out. And thank you to intern Bubba for that Nigerian Parliament one from yesterday, and Andrew Parker in Leeds for some of these stories today. And I'm wearing the Leeds United jersey because Calvin Phillips gone officially to Manchester City. But it looks like we're going to get American Tyler Adams. Give him a shot to fill in the central defensive.
Sure, that'll be good.
Midfield role.
Okay.
He's from Texas or something?
He's from New York, I think. He came up to the New York Red Bulls. It's literally Ted Lasso in real life with the Yank coach Jesse Marsh having all of his stars sold away. Rafinha, Phillips gone. It's about to be Independence Day all over the Premier League next year. Okay, guys, that's what we're gonna do. It looks bleak right now.
It's cool that we're getting Tyler Adams, and it's cool, but I don't know if it's good. Yeah,
right.
I don't want an American.
In Leeds, I read are pretty upset about all this American.
This trade.
They think we're not going to be very
coach.
good. Yeah.
Is the coach American?
Yes, Jesse Marsh. He's American.
Ooh, okay.
He's bringing in his American midfielder who he thinks will be good enough to replace Calvin Phillips. I hope it works out. MOT.
This is the Premier League, right? Yeah, I'm sure.
Premier League.
Good.
Ronaldo. By the way, Ronaldo wants to go to Chelsea. That would be trouble for
bring
everyone.
him.
What?
Yeah.
He's like the Kevin Durant of soccer, but
yeah,
I like both of them. All right. Up first, Singapore. And guys, I want you to check out this beer. It's a new blonde ale available in Singapore since April. It's called NEWBrew. See it there?
Yeah.
It's like got active women.
Yeah, they're like working out.
Yeah, it's a weird choice. Like kitschy women on the cover of a beer.
Okay.
Weird choice. Like because beer, it seems like men drink beer. But what's even odder, anyways, besides the active women on the cover of the cans, it's made from recycled sewage. So
ladies love that.
Mm-hmm. Did they like that?
No.
Recycled sewage?
Who likes that?
Yeah, it's made from recycled sewage.
Okay, get into it. What do you mean?
Like they take the liquid from the sewage plant.
They clean it and they make this beer.
Well, that happens in a lot of places. How sewagey is it?
Really? One man said, I seriously couldn't tell this was made of toilet water.
It smells awful, someone said.
Leon, 58.
But I'm not a beer fan.
Right. But Chew, my friend, it definitely is made of toilet water. Another
chunky.
User... it's got an aroma.
This one's a little nutty. Okay, sorry.
If you don't tell people it's made from wastewater, they probably wouldn't know, said Grace Chen, 52. So
good point.
Thing is, Grace, we all know. And because Singapore is like publicizing it because they're proud of it. And not only does Singapore drink NEWBrew, they've also been drinking new water since 2003.
Also made from sewage, huh?
Yes, from sewage water when it was first used to quote unquote top up Singaporean drinking water reserves. So it literally comes out of the faucet already.
I'm just thinking, like, if you're gonna do this, you should avoid anything that rhymes with poo. Right?
Yeah,
NEWBrew, new poo.
NEWBrew. This one's NEWBrew corn.
Okay.
I mean, what do you guys think about this?
I think there's got to be a thing. There's got to be a thing, right? This is like a thing.
Look, if this is supposed to like save the environment, then fuck it. Let's all burn it down. I'm not drinking poo beer or poo water. I'd rather die.
But you already do in Singapore. Other cities with water shortages like London and LA also considering following the Singapore model. It's like the sci-fi novel.
Isn't it just Dune. Water treatment, like a water treatment plant? Like in New York, they treat sewage water. I mean, it's pretty common.
Like, it's not like this is like so they directly flush the toilet. It goes to the new water
into the beer.
they run it through some machines.
Hang on, we got a couple orders coming up. We gotta wait till someone takes a shit.
Yeah, it's like the movie Dune, like where everybody's like recycling their human waste.
Right.
Those writers thought we'd be on Mars before we had to do that. They didn't think it was going to happen in Singapore.
This is terrible. There's got to be a better way to get water.
Yeah, just drinking your own piss. All right. That's what's happening in Singapore. Let's pop over to Thailand real quick before leaving Asia altogether to Bangkok's Suvarnabhumi Airport, where Nathaya Raja, 38 years old, and Zakia Sulthana, 24, were caught while going through the X-ray machines with their luggage full of 109 live animals. So
what?
Apparently lots of Thai animals get smuggled to Vietnam and China for use in traditional medicine. And these ladies thought that they were going to cash in on about $5,600 worth of 50 chameleons, 35 turtles.
Oh, the turtles is a big one.
Little.
They're little baby turtles. Yeah. 20 snakes, 2 armadillos, and 2 white porcupines.
I imagine smuggling like 1 or 2 wild animals is nerve-wracking. They went for 109.
Right. They almost had the perfect plan, Mark, except for that damn x-ray machine. And it can see in and see all of your animal cages that you didn't even cover with anything.
Have these people ever smuggled before?
Yeah.
Obviously not, Pat.
Except for everyone's ears when they
Ma'am,
heard
your
the
bag
screaming
is,
from the bags. Yeah.
What is your bag in pain?
Yeah. Whose
Who's
bag screaming?
These criminals are horrible. These make the no extradition list lady look like a criminal mastermind. And speaking of smuggling animals, guys, I got one that's really close to home. Someone in my neighborhood rescued a young raven this weekend, and it's taken up residence in my neighbor's driveway.
That can't be good luck.
It just lives there.
Well, it's like in the tree. It's like standing on his truck, and it's like
Pat. That's ominous.
So what do we do with this?
I mean, you just let it be, buddy.
Read it, Edgar Allan Poe.
You just let it be. You back off.
They don't know who they put that raven down next to.
That ain't your
funeral.
funeral.
A lot of birds in my life.
That ain't your funeral.
But if you take out the Washington R-Words teams, you're a fan of the Ravens. So I don't know if you take down a Raven.
I know it's tough. I do like the Ravens. They're like my AFC team kind of. So
yeah,
but they're annoying. Have you guys ever heard a raven? It's just like a bigger, louder crow.
Yeah, they are loud as fuck.
It's so annoying. All right, let's take off to Europe.
So is it like injured? What happened? Is it his pet?
They were like he was going to be euthanized, and like so the ladies that rescued him are like trying to like lobby everybody to be cool with it on our block.
So they want to keep it. They want to keep it forever, indefinitely.
Right, but everybody on our block is like because they don't live on our block. We're like, I don't know about this raven. You know?
Yeah.
You just let your cat out there, bud.
Oh, Mike is already eyeing him down, but I feel like I got to support him because a raven's a big bird. I feel like I got to give him a little aerial support, a little air to air.
You might need to distract the raven. Mike might lose an eye.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take off for Europe. I'll update you guys on the raven. How's it going?
Right.
Let's take off for Europe with some in-flight entertainment, international trends you need to know about. This one you definitely need to know about. Putin has claimed victory in the Donbass region of Ukraine and Luhansk. That's the region that he claims that Russia has taken completely after taking its last city of Lysychansk.
Yes, that's it.
Yes. On Monday. I'm sure that's not what it is.
Ukrainian city.
Yes.
Yes, the last one with lots of Y's and starts with an L. Russia will now focus on taking the remainder of the Donetsk region, just to the south of Luhansk, to complete the likely goal of formally annexing the Donbass, which is the Luhansk and Donetsk regions, as well as Crimea, which they've already held in the areas around it.
So the red and purple there, Russia's got pretty much control of the red.
The purple is what they've had since 2014,
and now
the red is what they have expanded in 2022.
Okay.
In a war that will never end.
So, well, it probably will. See this red line over here? That's the edge of the Donbass, and so there's only a few more parts of Donetsk that the Russian army.
But what if they get to there? Are they going to stop?
I think that if they get to there and there's some willingness on Ukraine to concede territory, there's potentially going to be a new ceasefire line further.
For how
Ukraine.
long? Yeah, for 5 years.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, the last was 2014 to 2022.
Right.
I mean, we'll see. But yeah, it looks like that Russia has gained more territory, and we'll see if they'll be able to hold it, or if Ukraine is going to, try to take some of that back. I mean, numbers wise, if they don't have NATO support, it's hard to see how they're going to outgun the Red Army in terms of just
they're probably running out of soldiers and stuff.
Right. Right. The good news for Ukraine, though, they have retaken Snake Island. Remember that island?
Yes.
After Russia abandoned it. So hopefully this means that Ukrainians have proved to Putin that he's not going to get all of Ukraine, but he definitely still wants all of that Donbass region, which is home to many ethnic Russians. So, it's just a bad situation. War. Huh. Good God, y'all.
The name of that band was also War.
Yeah.
Really?
Absolutely nothing.
Well, that song wrote itself then.
Right.
Yeah, it really did. All right, moving on. We've landed. Oh, wait. Actually, we haven't landed. We've made our way into Spanish airspace. But what's that off our wing? I can't see real good. What is that, guys?
EasyJet and then a jet.
I thought EasyJet was out of business. Maybe.
Yeah. When is this photo taken from?
EasyJet is still flying, surprisingly.
That looks like a Top Gun 1 jet.
That's an F-18.
Sluttiest jets of them all. Well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, F-18. So what's going on here? Why are we getting escorted by an F-18? And that's what many passengers.
Usually it's because there's a terrorist on board or one or more of the engines has failed.
Correct, Mark. This one was the first one. Yeah. That's what many of the passengers on the recent EasyJet flight on an Airbus A319, which we learned that's formerly the Nazis, the Airbus people, from London to Menorca, Spain. And that was intercepted and accompanied to landing in Menorca, Spain by an F-18. You can see here in the video taken by one of the passengers, the fighter jet is tipping its wing at the passenger plane, the EasyJet. And so it's apparently the aviation signal to follow me, which the EasyJet did follow the F-18 to a remote runway at the airport, far away from everything else. And then the passengers then had to sit on the runway for 4 hours while authorities.
What was the deal?
Yeah, I'm about to tell you. While authorities came on board with bomb-sniffing dogs to arrest an 18-year-old unnamed British passenger who had threatened to blow up the plane on the internet.
Oh,
so the Spanish Civil Guard were the ones who intercepted and checked the plane for bombs when it landed. None, of course, thankfully.
Do you think when he looked out of the window and he saw the F-18, he was like, "This is probably because of that post I did."
Yeah, I probably should have posted up blowing up the airport.
He's like,
plane.
shit.
Yeah. That's a stressful thing to see out your window.
He's he's like looking at anyone else. He's like, did anyone else threaten anything? You know, it's got to be him, right? Yeah.
Oh, it's him. He knew it was him from the start. The passengers should have all gotten a chance to punch this kid in the stomach on their way off the plane after sitting around for 6 extra hours when you combine all the delays plus having to sit around for the bomb dogs. But instead, this little dick got arrested and is probably going to have to pay thousands of dollars for the F-18 scramble, kind of like the most expensive ambulance ride of all time, except the only injury is he's just a fucking moron. So
good. Charge him.
Absolutely.
Make him pay.
Got to learn a lesson for that.
Yeah. I ruined. I mean, think of all that. That's thousands of hours of and probably tens of thousands of dollars that he wasted.
Yeah, but 4 hours on the tarmac. It's pretty normal.
What did we learn about parking or about posting?
Yeah, we don't do that.
We don't do that. All right.
You gonna post any bomb threats now, buddy?
There you go. Was that that's the TikTok International moment? All right.
I left a lot on the cutting room floor. Thank you to Andrew Parker. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on.
Andrew dropped us some good ones. All right. I got an organ donor story to end the show today. It's a wild one, and it goes to show you that even a murderer on death row will donate his organs to save lives, but a certain host of the show will not.
Wes.
Yeah.
Talking about Wes.
Meet 39-year-old murderer and Texas death row inmate Ramiro Gonzalez. What is that a tattoo of? What is that a tattoo of?
It looks like the Anheuser-Busch Eagles.
Yeah, it looks like an eagle on top of a star, right? Like it's
racist for sure.
It's definitely a racist teardrop tattoo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really ridiculous. Ramiro is scheduled to get the needle lethal injection on July 13th. So he has just over a week left, like 8 days left. By the time, but he also has
close to the end here, asking for a change, huh?
He is, Will. He also has a plan and a request. See, Ramiro has a rare blood type B, which only about 9% of people have. So
I'm with Ramiro. I got B.
You're type B, so you could do this if you're on death row. You could try this. So Ramiro and his former prison chaplain, or former prison chaplain and anti-death penalty advocate, Jewish clergyman Cantor Michael Zusman, have sent a letter to Governor Greg Abbott requesting a delay in the execution by a month so that Ramiro can donate one of his kidneys, since it's rare. And they're also then asking, just for a 6-month reprieve, since he's doing the kidney thing. So give him 7 months. Give him a month, then let him recover from the surgery and give him like 5.5 months to enjoy life a little bit, right?
Okay.
So he's bartering for more time with an organ.
Yeah, seems like... Go ahead, Pat. Mm-hmm.
You want a killer's kidney in you, though?
I would. I'd take it.
You take a killer's kidney?
If I was the person getting it, here's what I would suggest. I'd be like, you know what? Why don't you just harvest it from Ramiro right before the thing?
Or as he's dead, like right when he's dead. It doesn't matter. Like, yeah.
Well, maybe you don't want the chemicals in it or whatever.
Yeah, but he's all like barter. He's like, how much does a kidney get me? 6 months? That's pretty good. Can I bundle it? How about 9? How much does 9 get me? Like, I mean, come on. He's like got a menu of organs he's trying to buy time with. Zusman said he's had several conversations with Ramiro and that he truly believes that Ramiro's doing this out of the goodness of his heart and his kidney, and that it has nothing to do with the fact that he's trying to delay his literal death and then get publicity for donating a kidney and hopefully a stay of execution. Right?
Right. Obviously.
It's because he's repenting, says Zusman, who's either really hates the death penalty or is a gullible moron. He said, quote, I will go to my grave believing in my heart that this is something that Ramiro wants to do to help make his soul right with God. That's what he said. So it sounds like he's a moron.
Zusman his lawyer?
Yeah, exactly. He's like this anti-death penalty guy. He doesn't want anyone to get the death penalty. So any excuse to get one guy off the death penalty, he's also just a little bit of a moron.
You can't have the death penalty because we make mistakes. Unfortunately,
well, it's Texas, so they got it.
Humans sometimes get executed, and the state's like, "Oh, we were wrong." And until they fix that,
true.
That's
true.
problem.
In Texas, they're just like, you know what?
That's one problem with it.
We follow the 80-20 rule.
That's the most important problem, if you ask me.
That's probably the most important problem: killing someone that's innocent. Yeah, they're like hard factor, 80% accurate.
No, Texas is big time 80-20, and we're like, most of them are pretty.
But most importantly,
some of those were bad dudes.
If you get a killer's kidney,
isn't that where they do all the executions in Texas?
The walls of Huntsville. If you get a bad kidney, does that make you a bad man?
We're going to get to that in a second. Ramiro has been on death row for about 20 years after shooting and killing 18-year-old Bridget Townsend when he was only 18. Remember, he's 39. He buried her remains, which were not found for 2 years. So he killed her, hid her body. But it's just now, a week before his death, that he's decided to donate a kidney. So he's been on death row for 17, 18, 19 years.
That's a hell of timing.
Just a week before the needle, he's decided this grand scheme that he's got to save someone's life with his kidney.
What about a kidney? It's got to be something we can do.
He's finally found his humanity at this late stage.
Also,
being confronted with his own death, the prospect of his own death has made him decide to be, an upstanding member of society.
I've been saving this.
What a sweetheart. Also, good news for Miro is if he does ask to be like an organ donor, not just this weird Hail Mary kidney request, but if he really wants to be an organ donor afterwards or whatever, they won't peel off his skin like that one caller said they do to organ donors because he has horrible acne. So his skin's safe.
And face tattoos. Jailhouse face tattoos.
The soap in prison looks terrible based on his forehead.
He's got a little calligraphy on his neck, too. He's got some horrible tattoos.
Well, he's been in jail for 20 years. Well,
right. Yes. That's true. It's all prison tats.
Since he was 18. Anyways, or I guess 20. Anyways, there's no way Greg Abbott's going to grant this request. I can't believe they even asked him. And here we go, Pat.
He's probably
my favorite part of the story when I was researching this is the United Network for Organ Sharing, UNOS, the organization that is federally contracted to run the nation's transplant system, has voiced concerns about organ donations from death row inmates. One of those concerns is that the organs from death row inmates, quote, could be morally compromised. So
I love that.
Like, what is that?
Well, look,
what the fuck is that? They think
if you got the heart of a murderer, think about it.
Heart or brain, I get, but a kidney?
Yeah.
Well, look, we've learned recently though you need the thalamus. This is something we've learned recently, right? So you need the thing that creates the immune system, because otherwise, if you take another person's organ, your immune system will attack that organ. So you have to take immunosuppressants your entire life. But not necessarily anymore, because a breakthrough treatment has happened where they also transplant a part of the thalamus, which essentially defines how your immune system is set up. So you're getting a killer's immune system potentially as well.
Well, right. Yeah. But
the immune system has nothing to do with making you a killer. I don't think
it's the thymus.
They've gotten their hands dirty.
It's the Don
They're
thymus.
going to have a lot of immunity. Also, it's just
what are they watching, like a Black Mirror episode?
As medical shit advances, it's just going to be more possible to do all this shit because, like Pat said, it's getting easier to do the organ transplants. Also, like cancer treatment, there was another one that I didn't do today. Like some lady in the UK, she was sent. Like the doctor said she had like less than a year to live. They gave her this new experimental treatment. Everything gone. Like horrible side effects apparently, but like medicine's just getting so advanced that there's more possibilities than ever. And so
I would say take the death row inmates' organs. Is what I would say.
Harvest them.
Harvest them.
Why not?
Yes.
Why not use them?
Why not? But don't let them use it as a menu to barter
just
for time.
Use it as
just take them
on the way out. Do you
just take them anyways? Don't even give them a fucking option. They're death row inmates. Just take their fucking organs. Who cares? And give them to people to save their lives.
You do need to, however,
Cut them open.
Keep an eye on the people after they get just remember like
for sure.
2 months, 3 months, something like that.
Yeah.
Program with that.
We'll have to see if there's an uptick in murderers that get
That'd be
murderers.
tough. I better keep all my organs because what if they wouldn't let you smoke weed or something?
Should have listened to UNOS. They were right the whole time with the moral and the other thing that possibly could be when they say could be morally compromised. I think it's that they're kooks. Maybe no one else was even competing for the federal contract because how the hell did they win this contract? But I think that potentially, I'm giving them a little bit of benefit of the doubt. They could be saying things like it would coerce death row inmates to try to donate kidneys to stay their execution. To which point I say, not your problem, UNOS. You're supposed to just secure organs to transplant. You don't need to deal with whether it's like immoral to force an inmate to get cut open that they may not want to be. That's not your job. So
you think UNOS maybe has a political slant there?
I don't know. Probably
sounds like
they are federal. They are a federal, contracted organization. So
anyway,
yeah. So that's it. That's it.
We got sick, Mark. So let's wrap it up. Thanks for doing that, Mark. You're my hero today.
Yeah, wheel.
You're my hero.
Let's do the wheel. Yeah, thank you. No problem.
And then
who's on tomorrow? Wes is off.
This massive pile.
It's the three of us again
of shit that I see.
You gotta clean up the poop.
Yep.
Here we go. Yeah, you got to get that poop.
I don't know how much
there.
of that was audible, but that was a real situation over here.
It's a real shit show.
No, none of it was audible actually. No. So Cash, very discreet.
It was Kate saying, "I'm sorry, I know you're doing your show, but this has to be addressed currently."
But
right
there's
now.
shit everywhere.
Everywhere. Cup of coffee in the big time. Oh my goodness, the wheel is vicious.
Wow, the wheel is vicious.
Should we have taken Mark off?
If you're not feeling well, Mark, you just let me know.
Yeah, that's all. Mark, you have a decline option in the morning.
Sounds good. The wheel's so mean.
All right, and TikTok international moment.
Wheel for the fifth time in a row. Wow.
5 in a row. Holy shit.
5 bagger.
5 alive.
I'll be back on TikTok. I've got more stories. Thanks to Andrew Parker.
Yeah, you already
crazy shit going on in England.
Easy peasy. So that's it. Yeah. Hopefully everyone had a good 4th. Hopefully they weren't too hungover today. Probably back on it. Tomorrow, the rest of the week, which we'll be bringing the news to you. So we love you. Talk to you tomorrow. Have a great fucking day.